Telepathic Inquisitor Veltherin had probed thousands of minds across 17 different species. His psychic abilities were legendary among the ethereal collective. He could extract memories, decode thoughts, and unravel the deepest secrets of any sentient being within moments. The human sitting across from him in the interrogation chamber should have been no different. "State your name and purpose on this station," Veltherin commanded, his tentacled form hovering above the metal chair where the captured human sat calmly. "Jake Morrison, civilian contractor," the human replied with an easy smile. "I'm here to fix your waste recycling systems." Exciting stuff, really. Veltherin's psychic tendrils reached out, preparing to pierce through whatever primitive mental defenses this creature might possess. In his experience, less evolved species had minds like open books, simple, linear, easily readable. The moment his consciousness touched Jake's mind, Veltherin recoiled as if struck by lightning. "Wonder if I remember to turn off the coffee maker back home. No, wait, that was Tuesday, today's Thursday. Or is it Friday and space-time zones are weird anyway? This tentacle guy looks like he's having a stroke. Should I be concerned? Probably not, they called him an inquisitor. So he's probably fine. Hey, I wonder what he's trying to do, read my mind. Maybe that would be cool, except I bet he's not ready for the full Jake Morrison experience. Nobody ever is like that time in college when I tried meditation. And the instructor said, quiet your mind. And I was like, buddy, you clearly don't know how this works up here. It's like a radio with 17 stations playing at once, and someone keeps changing the channels. Stop, Veltherin gasped, his bioluminescent patches flickering erratically. What is this chaos? Jake tilted his head curiously. Oh, are you actually reading my mind? That's awesome. Can you hear the part where I'm thinking about you reading my thoughts? Because that's getting pretty meta right now. Veltherin steeled himself and dove deeper, determined to find the human's true thoughts beneath this mental storm. Meta, yeah, that's a good word. I like meta things, like when movies reference other movies, or when songs have songs within songs. Speaking of songs now, I have that stupid commercial jingle stuck in my head. You know, the one about the soap that makes you smell like a forest. Why would anyone want to smell like a forest? Forests smell like dirt and animal poop and decomposing leaves, although I guess some trees smell nice like pine trees, but not the sap that stuff gets everywhere and never comes off. Your hand's kind of like this mind-reading thing, probably getting all over his brain tentacles or whatever he uses to think. This is impossible, Veltherin's voice cracked. His species had evolved beyond the need for linear thought processes millennia ago, yet this human's mind was an endless cascade of interconnected observations, memories, and random associations. You haven't even gotten to the good stuff yet, Jake said cheerfully. Wait until you hit the part where I start analyzing why you're analyzing my analysis of your analysis. Or the section where I'm wondering if you can taste the sandwich I had for lunch through my memories. Against his better judgment, Veltherin pressed deeper into the human's consciousness, searching for some core thought, some central processing center he could focus on. Sandwich was pretty good, actually, turkey and Swiss on rye, which reminds me of that deli on 5th Street back on Earth where the owner's cat would sit on the counter and judge your sandwich choices. Never trusted that cat. Seemed too intelligent, like it knew something we didn't. Maybe all cats are telepathic. That would explain so much about human history and why ancient Egyptians worshipped them, although worship is a strong word, more like acknowledge their obvious superiority, which this tentacle guy probably thinks he has over humans, but joke's on him, because he picked the wrong human to mess with my brain. Is like a theme park, and he just bought a season pass. Veltherin's form began to tremble. 3 centuries of disciplined psychic training were crumbling under the relentless assault of Jake's stream of consciousness. Are you okay? Jake asked with genuine concern. You're looking a bit pale. Well, more pale. Translucent? What's the right term for your color situation? Color situation, that's funny. I should remember that phrase for later, assuming there is a later. Maybe he's learning something about humans, like how we can't actually turn our brains off ever. Even when we sleep, we dream. And even when we're awake, we daydream. And even when we're focused, we're thinking about being focused and thinking about being focused. And now he's probably thinking about us, thinking about him, thinking about us, thinking, which is getting recursive, and recursion always breaks the system eventually. Enough, Veltherin screamed, severing the psychic connection so violently that several of his bioluminescent patches permanently dimmed. Jake blinked. Wow, that was intense. Did you get what you were looking for? The Inquisitor stared at the human in something approaching terror. In his mind, Jake's voice was still echoing. Not just the words, but the endless, unstoppable cascade of consciousness that seemed to feed on itself. Your species, Veltherin whispered. How do you function with such chaos in your minds? Jake shrugged. Practice, I guess. Plus, it's not really chaos. It's more like controlled chaos. We've learned to surf the wave instead of fighting it. As guards escorted Jake away, Veltherin made a note in his official report. Human minds are not suitable for telepathic interrogation. Recommend alternative methods. Also recommend therapy for interrogating officers.